toll-free number 0800 299 008.
Good morning to you once again. Thank you so much for staying with us on Morning at NTV. Priscilla Regina Nalogo is my name, and hosting Dr. Kaya Dixon this morning, who is an obstetrician and gynecologist. He's here to just really throw more light on the certain condition, especially affecting women and pregnancy, called pre-eclampsia. Now, when you look at the statistics, according to World Health Organization, over 99% of pregnant-related deaths occur in low and medium-income countries, including Uganda. That alone is not good news, and it's estimated that 6% of maternal deaths in Uganda are a result of preeclampsia. Now, what is preeclampsia, Dr. Dixon?
Thank you so much. Preeclampsia is a condition that, like we've said, affects pregnant women. After the 20th week of pregnancy, they present with raised blood pressure. Okay? So raised blood pressure, they may not really have any other symptom. Okay, just like blood pressure, we know is largely a symptomless illness. By the time they come in with symptoms, it is severe, or the disease has really progressed. So preeclampsia, we can, in summary, say is raised blood pressure during pregnancy.
Okay, all right. And what are some of the maybe environments, other conditions that may bring a pregnant mother 20 weeks plus to actually experience that kind of pressure?
So some of the risk factors for preeclampsia include extremes of age. For example, you have a very young mother, less or equal to 20 years. She's more at risk of preeclampsia than someone in their 20s. Okay. The other extreme is someone above 40 years. They're also more at risk of preeclampsia than anyone else. Okay, the other people at greatest risk for preeclampsia, people who have chronic illnesses. You've had high blood pressure before you conceive, you're more at risk of preeclampsia. Someone has had diabetes before they conceive, they are more at risk of preeclampsia. And people carrying twin pregnancies. I know many people want to have twin pregnancies.
I intend to have twins, Dr. Kaya.
And we usually say that twin pregnancies are complicated pregnancies. So when you have a twin gestation, you're more at risk of preeclampsia. And then there's this category of people who have a long interpregnancy interval. It means that maybe your baby at home is about 10 years and now you want to conceive and give birth to another baby. That is also another risk factor for preeclampsia.
Okay, all right. Clearly, you have stated that, and being the case that it's risky, and it also comes in at a very interesting time of a mother, being pregnant at such a time as this. When they experience this, what are these mothers expected to do? Because I know it comes with, you have to listen a lot to your body and what your body is telling you. And then in Uganda, we have this whole challenge. We respond when it's too much or it's at the extreme, which may end up into a maternal death. So how do we get to prevent maternal death and arrest preeclampsia earlier?
So arresting maternal death starts with primary prevention. That means that our expecting mothers need to actually go to hospitals for antenatal care. Those at risk, actually people need to start planning pregnancies. If you have an underlying condition like high blood pressure, it means you need preconception care. Prevention starts from there. Your blood pressures are controlled. Immediately you conceive, you're given medicine. We now use low-dose aspirin to try and prevent preeclampsia. So you see that prevention of maternal death comes with appropriate antenatal care and then early detection. Every time you come to the hospital, we always take your vitals. We measure your blood pressure. We want to know, is it in the normal range? Is it raised? If it's raised, is it preeclampsia or any other condition?
Okay, all right. And of course, we know that this comes with complications. So what are the most likely complications of preeclampsia?
Thank you so much. So again, we said largely preeclampsia is symptomless, okay? But by the time someone has symptoms, for example, headache, problems with their sight, pain in the upper abdomen, it means that some organs in their body are being damaged. So the complications could involve your kidneys, and you have very low urine output. You end up with kidney failure. They could involve the liver. When we do tests, we may find that your liver enzymes or there's some degree of damage to the liver. The other commonly affected organ is the blood system. Okay, so when we do one of the commonly done tests is to check on your hemoglobin, which is an amount of blood that you have, and then platelets. Platelets are cells that help you form a clot. Now, preeclampsia tends to mess up your blood system, your coagulation system. So we find that your platelets are so low. Okay, it also affects other organs. You can end up with a stroke because of the raised blood pressures. Okay, so that's why we always encourage people, if you're expecting, you may have just had your antenatal visits, but you have symptoms of headache, persistent headache. It's not responding to Panadol or any other painkillers. You have pain in the upper abdomen. You have problems with your sight, and your body is swollen. Your face is swollen. Your legs are swollen. You need to seek urgent medical attention now, not tomorrow, but that time you have noticed those.
All right, Dr. Dixon, you have mentioned things that could happen to the mother when they get to know that they have this condition or the existence of this condition in their pregnancy. Please make mention of the impact of this condition on the child, on the baby.
Thank you so much. Now, preeclampsia, being that it is raised blood pressure, affects the placenta, which is like the lifeline of this baby. So you may have babies dying inside their mother's wombs. Okay, you may have conditions where the baby is not growing as we expected. We expect them to grow. That's called growth restriction. Okay, and then there's another complication which is actually worse than all of this. The placenta could shear off its wall. That's called abruptio placenta. When it shears off its wall, it's a life-threatening emergency. That's why it's one of the commonest causes of maternal deaths in Uganda. It's actually second to hemorrhage.
Okay.
So those are the complications.
All right. Well, mothers out there expectant or planning to be a mother, definitely these are conditions that you must be aware of, so that in case of anything, you can be more sensitive to your pregnancies. And for sensitivity purposes, as the doctor did refer to, make sure that pre-antenatal is key to your pregnancy journey. Now, doctor, we want to find out, is it preventable?
Well,
because you've stirred up a lot of fear. What is the hope? Is it preventable?
So for people who have risk factors like high blood pressure, like diabetes, we always...
That's pre-existing.
Yes, pre-existing conditions. We always encourage them to, even people carrying twin pregnancies, we encourage them to come to hospital. And when they come to us, we start them on a low dose course of aspirin, starting at about 12 weeks of gestation of pregnancy. And that usually prevents or delays the onset. You see, when this disease comes in and you're just 28 weeks, chances of losing your baby are higher. But when you get this disease at term means about 37 weeks, chances that both the mother and the baby will come out alive are higher because the decisions are going to be made faster. But when it occurs earlier, the doctor will try to balance the effect or the outcome of the baby and then vis-a-vis the mother's life. Okay, so they may delay a bit, but when you're 36 and above, it will just be stabilization of your blood pressure and delivery.
Okay, all right. There's a mother out there that has probably experienced this condition, aware or unaware that they're actually experiencing preeclampsia. Now, they probably lost child 1, child 2, maybe even child 3, and so they've lost hope of childbearing. What's your encouragement? Can they, through observation, medical observation, be able to actually carry their babies to full term, survive the condition, and have a thriving family at the end of the day?
Yes, thank you so much. Now, preeclampsia, there are some other underlying conditions, okay, that are autoimmune, that may put you more at risk of preeclampsia. Still, there's a combination of medicine that can be given to that mother to try and, through constant follow-up and observations, they can achieve a live baby, can achieve pregnancy.
Okay, all right. And I mean, with treatment, of course, there comes positive and negative things, but also with this condition, are there long-term impacts and effects to a mother that has experienced this condition?
Yes. When you get any condition For example, diabetes, for example, raised high blood pressure when you're expecting. It means that you need to be more mindful. 5-10 years down the road, you may become a chronic hypertensive. That's what the body is communicating, I guess. Okay, so it means that we need to watch our lifestyle. If it's increased weight, you need to watch your weight or trying to reduce your weight. Eat healthy, try and exercise. Those are things that could help you prevent the long-term complications of preeclampsia. Yes.
Okay, all right. And then if a mother has had this condition during their pregnancy, they've maybe lost a child or have been able, if they have addressed it early enough, have been able to actually carry the baby to full term. What happens next after the pregnancy? Is there post-treatment, solutions medically?
Thank you so much. So if you have had a complicated pregnancy, complicated with high blood pressure, after delivery, we usually want to closely monitor your vitals, okay, at day 3, at day 7, 2 weeks, until when we are sure you're very stable. Because remember, this condition could occur while you're pregnant, could also give you complications after delivery. The other complication that is actually very serious is preeclampsia can cause, like they say, pre-eclampsia. Eclampsia means convulsions in a mother with raised high blood pressure. Okay, that could occur while you're expecting, or immediately, or within weeks after you have delivered. Okay, so even though you have successfully had a normal birth, you need to be closely followed up by specialists in the field for the best outcome.
Okay, all right. Dr. Dixon, in your closing parting shot, what is your word to the mothers out there in regards to taking care of themselves in pregnant times?
Thank you so much. Pregnancy is a very special time during a mother's life, because you're carrying a baby, and then there's your yourself, there's your life. It's important that if you have any chronic illness, leave the clinics, leave the midwife-led antenatal care, and seek specialist help for the best outcome. We can prevent a lot if detected early. So the key to prevention is coming to hospital for the antenatal visits that you always advise. You're always given a review date, but you also advise in case you detect anything that is out of the normal. Report to the hospital for checkup. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Dixon Kaya. It was wonderful to be enlightened about that, and I trust that that definitely is going to help you as an expectant mother, as a husband, as a brother, as a sister, as a father, as a mother, to anyone who could be experiencing such challenges, to get them aid that will save a life and deal with the maternal death threat in Uganda at the end of the day. Well, we do take a short breather. When we return, we join Ivan Walinyolo in Entebbe to see what's happening on ground. Do stay with us.